A word for our listeners. Masks of Nyarlathotep is set in the 1920s. We will be using terms and sayings from those times, including some that could be considered offensive. It is not our intention to offend. We merely wish to offer as accurate a view of the time period as possible. Welcome to the Nerds Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Join us each week as our investigators follow a path of clues and attempt to save the world from an ancient evil. Starring John Quiett, Jestin Kimmet, Shirley Niedzwiecki, George Chimples, Jason Hall, and Scott Troiano, with Matt Quiett running the table as keeper. Eldritch evils and crazed cultists await you just beyond this music.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to Masks of Nyarlathotep. I'm here with Shirley.
Hello.
Jason. Hello. Scott.
Hello.
George.
Word.
Justin.
Howdy.
And Johnny.
Hi.
And of course, I'm Matt. Last time we were in Kenya, we just gotten back from meeting with Old Bandari. You had been given a lizard in a box called Who Is Not What She Seems. You can call her.
Remember the lizard.
You can call her Who for short.
We call her Who for short, and we had to feed her.
Yes, keep her fed.
But not after midnight.
Right.
No, there was nothing about midnight.
Can't put water on her.
What?
I was asking.
The last episode ended because it's been a month for us, or like 3 weeks.
That's why I don't remember.
Nobody remembers anything. With the priest and Mr. Lancaster going to the church.
Who's the priest?
Where was that?
What?
Oh my God, Johnny.
We are
that was my
consummate
one. I'm
professionals.
done. I'm done.
Clearly tonight is Poke Matt until he screams night. We're getting there.
He's probably going to scream there are 4 nights. Go ahead.
So, cough without drinking.
I'm sorry.
It's also very helpful.
As Johnny chokes out.
All right. So, you had hired a guide, correct?
Yes.
And then disappeared for like 8 hours.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
We
that's
said
right.
we'd be
Johnny
right
wanted
back.
to go to the church so that he could hoodoo.
The voodoo really does. I don't know.
And I said I would go with him
Mm-hmm.
like a sucker.
Okay, so you guys go to the church. Are you guys going to bed after that?
Did we make it back?
Yes.
I'm impressed.
No fire bats in the sky.
I thought we were playing the food.
No fire vampires?
No fire vampires.
Yay. Yeah.
So do you guys want to try and find your guide and get him ready for the next day?
Yes, that would be a good thing.
You find him. He seems rather confused because, you said you were going to be there shortly. And it's been, a couple 8 hours or so. He's ready. He can go in the morning. And is that what you guys are doing? All
I
right.
don't know. Where am I?
You're with the group. You just came back from some weird village out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's right. The
Okay.
crazy. Oh, village other dude.
So,
Got it.
we're going to montage straight to the morning, and you guys are ready to go. Where did you guys want to go?
We're going to that one place in the middle of the desert.
With that thing?
With the mountain.
Those people?
The mountain.
Were you going to the mountain, or were you going to the massacre site?
I think we're going to Massacre Site, weren't we?
Fine, we'll go there.
I legitimately
That's like good Massacre Site, come on. Yeah, we were going to do Massacre
What did we
Site
say
and
at
then
the end?
Mountain.
Hold on. Don't remember crosstalk. What?
What did we say at the end of the last thing?
That you were going to a church. That the priest and Mr. Lancaster were going to a church. That was how that episode is.
So do we want to go to a mountain or a Massacre Site?
What? A massacre?
Geographically, where are they? Massacre. Yes.
The massacre site is closer to here, so it's between here and the mountain, give or take.
Can we hit both in the same day?
No, it's more than one day travel.
So we'll go to the massacre site.
Camp out
we'll camp
there.
out there. And then we'll go on the mountain.
Okay, you don't want to camp out at the massacre site.
Why not?
Seriously?
Well, 2 of us stick together.
Well, maybe you two like to camp out there by yourselves. Because I'll certainly be back at the hotel.
Well, clearly all the
So-
predators
so-
are avoiding it, as are the locals, so it'd be a perfect place to hide.
Right.
Nobody will bother us.
So the mountain, how far away is a trip to the mountain?
It's going to be an overnight trip at least to get to the mountain.
So we're going to have to stop halfway to camp anyway.
It's also more than it's also an overnight trip to the massacre site.
But in the same direction.
Yeah, generally in the same direction.
So it's just a bad idea to camp out night, but Massacre Site, we
We'll have to camp out.
camp out elsewhere.
Yes.
So we can do it all in one trip.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay. So you guys travel for the day. You get out into some of the savannas, and then it changes into a temperate forest called the Aberdare Forest.
Sorry, can I interrupt you real quick? Are we doing this journey on foot or with?
You're taking the car into the forest. There's going to be a point where you won't be. He tells you there will be a point where you won't be able to take the car any longer. You'll have to drop it off at a village called Indovu. You can leave it there, and then you'll travel by foot from there. You arrive at the Indovu village where you disembark from the car, pack up everything that you need to keep going and camp. And
are we then going to be hiking, or are there camels or animals or elephants or?
There could be some stuff arranged, but it would have to have been arranged in Mombasa, which means that you would have ridden it the whole time and it would have taken longer.
Couldn't just have them put on carts and take them there.
I guess if you guys really want to have the money to do that, sure.
Well, some of us don't know that.
Yeah, no, you don't.
The overall richness of the table has gone down quite a bit. I mean, you're still money, but you're no Mr.
I
Well.
meant Mr. Inheritance, and then I went, oh wait,
No,
no.
I've got money. I don't spend it. I mean,
Oh, God damn it.
So
$5 says he ends up
I
on
guess
the
we're
floor by
hiking
the end
with
of the
it all.
second episode.
what now?
I guess we're hiking with it all.
Okay. So you guys hike for.
Machete
Sorry.
necessary? Machete's
Yes.
necessary?
Yeah. Sam. Your guide, Sam Mariga. Hold on, I'm finding his name because there's a side quest in here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you guys won't go anywhere near that. You didn't catch those tendrils. There he is. Sam Mariga. He's the gardener at the train station. He's your guide. He's taking you out that way. He's going to clear the path, but there is definitely a walking path through the forest. So you guys travel for the better part of a day. It starts to get closer to dark, and of course in the forest it's getting darker quicker. He sets up a small campsite, makes a small fire, breaks out some trail rations, and then gets you guys all kind of set and ready for walking down for the night. Is anybody doing anything?
I'm continuing to work on my book.
I would like to get everybody for a discussion.
With or without Sam?
Without Sam.
Okay.
If it's possible.
Put them on patrol.
Yeah, why don't you stay over there?
Yeah. He goes into the other
In the
room.
dark. My yourself.
Exactly. Nothing can possibly go wrong there, right?
This is the condo, right?
Well, we all seem to have some major trust issues amongst us. We're dealing with some,
In character, to be like, ah!
we're dealing with some pretty heavy stuff, and I feel trust is going to be very important. I have tried to be as honest as I possibly can with everything I come across. I am a little disturbed that when we went to go get information, I learned more from you than our intended target.
What?
And anyway, I just feel like it would be better if we worked more as a group. I had no idea you could get information from this guy before I severed things prematurely.
To be clear, I was lying.
Oh, well, I feel better then.
So much for trust.
I don't need that guy to trust me. When we were trying to interrogate him and get information, I was intimidating him.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what would you like to know?
It's just future information. If you get something that you feel as if it would help the group, please present it to the group. I understand we all come from different pasts. There's no reason for that to be dredged up unless you think it might get somebody here killed.
As everybody stares at Frank. She's like, excuse me?
I just feel as if it could go a little bit better if we were all a little bit more open about the information we gather.
I have been as forthcoming as I think necessary.
So you didn't feel like we had any reason to know that what's her face is pregnant.
Not until I validated her few things.
So you didn't think any of us could contribute to the information of that.
What do you know about women in pregnancy? It's a valid question.
I have laid my cards on the table.
And there's my
I will
point.
be as honest as I can about the information.
Catherine, it does change the outlook of the opinions of those in the Carlyle expedition if one of them were to be the father. Motivations
Okay.
change
Do you know now?
after you gave the information, yes.
Okay.
She didn't give the information. We might have never known if I didn't go with it. That's what I'm worried about.
I
Well-
was planning on telling everybody once I got back from where
doctor.
Catherine went. The doctor.
I think Frank's point is that there was a considerable amount of time between when you found the information out and when you left for the doctor.
Okay.
Now, I understand the need for secrecy, and I understand that in our society, everyone is not as forthcoming as they would, as Frank would like us to be. You do realize what you're asking to prove.
I do. And I understand. If you wish not to do this, I feel as if I'm putting a lot of trust in. We fought a fire back from the sky. I put my life on the line with you guys. I would like to feel as if I can trust you, and I don't 100% feel as if I can trust
Who?
everybody.
Who specifically? This is where we need to build trust.
It is.
Who?
I have had my doubts about the doctor for a while, and withholding the information seems odd. And if she's willing to withhold this kind of information, I'm worried about what information in the future she might withhold also.
Archibald, you know me.
I can vouch for Catherine's integrity. I believe her to be 100% trustworthy. And had she not shared the information sooner, you would not have an argument to make. However, regardless of the timing, I don't think it was imperative to our survival at the moment that she share what she knew. I understand that you were saying that you can't trust the doctor. What would help with that trust?
Yes, Frank. I want to make you feel as comfortable as possible.
This is a little bit.
In my head, I was like, what is it?
Let me brew you a cup of tea.
Pay no attention to the fact that it has curls of smoke falling off the side.
Yeah, that means nothing. Your validation is help. So far.
We've known each other for a while, and while we're not necessarily always as forthcoming with everything as we should be, her and I have had a history that leads me to trust her, especially in situations like the ones we're in.
I don't want to see something bad happen due to negligence, lack of information. And I do admit that I've taken this out of proportions. But I'm just worried about what could have happened if it was something else. If you didn't feel the trust of us to tell us this information, what you wouldn't feel the trust of telling us if it was
I
something
didn't
bigger.
trust you, at least I trust Archibald, and I would have disseminated the information to him.
Do
And
you
then
trust
he
me?
would have done.
Do you trust me, Frank? Feel free to tell me that you do not. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but we'll have to cross that bridge if you wish to lay it out now.
I feel as if I can trust you. Yes.
Then anything that she should give me in confidence, should it be relevant and necessary, I will make sure that it's disseminated to everyone. I was as shocked as you to find out that Hypatia was pregnant. I think it's of more importance than Catherine, but that's my opinion and not hers. I will be as open as I can.
I understand.
Do the rest of them feel the same?
About you. No, like I'm like in character.
About
We're gonna be like,
trust,
I'm
about
used
the
to knowing
openness,
interesting.
about the group.
I might go back to working on my book.
Did not strike me as a problem.
Do you have other bones to pick, right? I would rather have them out sooner rather than later.
I do feel a bit of regret killing a person that I know someone was interested in extracting revenge. I do understand he had done something horrible to you. But I barely can handle torture. I didn't want you to see it and use it out of enjoyment.
Well, I don't mind enjoying it. You don't need to. I can enjoy it enough for me.
I like the fact that it can be used for the greater good. I can understand. For personal entertainment, I don't know if I can take that from my teacher.
It's not personal entertainment. It is for the greater good. The guilty must suffer. He's referring to me. I was his teacher.
Well, no, I was referring to him teaching me down the spiritual path. You weren't my teacher. You failed that time a long time ago.
I remember your test scores.
Well, if this is any consolation, Frank, having seen what happened to Mr. Ma, he was fully justified and was very restrained, if you ask me.
And in the spirit of openness, I no longer see quite as good as I once did.
Oh, it has affected you permanently?
Since yesterday.
You don't know anything about that particular.
Not yet.
Well, good talk, everybody.
Yes. A good talk.
It's about that time that Sam kind of wanders back in and looks at you all pointedly, awkwardly staring at each other.
No, I'm like.
Well, other than you in the book.
Just like whatever.
He kind of settles down near his bed and says, I will watch the first few hours, then we will need someone else to watch, and then someone else to watch after that.
Remind me again what the wisp does, because it's maybe not. I should have written it down.
Add 6 magic points to your ability to defend against magic.
Mm.
And you can use it to find hidden evil.
So you're going to make a few laps around the campsite with it before we go to sleep, right?
Possibly.
Actually, it would be a good idea for whoever has it, or for whoever's on watch to hold it.
Who, Sam. True names. Who, doesn't it add something to spot and listen? Or?
It adds 25% to whatever to see hidden evil. So if occultist is sneaking up on you, hypothetically, they're evil and it's hidden, so you would get a 25% bonus to that.
So it's a Swiss Army knife of spot hidden.
So does it, when you're swishing to get rid of the flies, does it every now and then inadvertently just reach out and swat Professor Wentworth?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, only the doctor for, mass murder.
Poison the well, baby.
Somebody poisoned the water hole.
Yeah.
I'll take the second one.
I'll take food.
All right. The night goes by mostly uneventfully. None of you have been on safari before, so there is some strange noise. You've been on safari here, though? Because you were
I was in the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah, but you were. I thought we discussed you being in Algeria and Sudan, which is desert.
I guess that's.
It's a very different. It's a very different feeling. You're used to that, but these are like something is in the bush and you can't see it because these are actual, predators. But nothing seems to bother you guys. The fire stays low, but lit all night. Sam shows you guys how to keep it going and not let it just die, which, Father, you probably already know how to do just that.
Yeah.
But it is very unsettling for most of you, because the dark becomes oppressive, and things are out there that can eat you, and the night it has an intensity to it.
You get sleep.
Yeah, but it's that intensity, heavy sleep. Who said tent? No tent.
Just on the floor.
You're just on the ground outside.
Floor. Ground?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know what Kenya's bug population is like.
Man. Yeah, a lot of mosquitoes. Malaria is a big problem. Various other tropical diseases.
Do you remember in Land of
mosquito netting?
You remember in Land of the Lost, mosquito in there?
Oh my god.
So do we bring mosquito netting?
I would assume you guys probably have netting. It only makes sense for this area.
Okay.
So, which means in the morning when you wake up, there's just seemingly this black cloud around you, but it's really just on the outside of the netting. Yeah. No, you guys get up the next morning. Sam is up before you. Father, you're the last one on. He gets up probably an hour before everyone else. Starts sorting through things. Cooks a small, light breakfast. Makes some toast over the fire, that kind of stuff. It is very. It's like an eclectic, like Portuguese, English, African, probably Kenyan, like mix of whatever he's making. So you get some toast, but whatever the Portuguese culture eats in the morning, maybe some beans from like the British end of it, and then whatever else they would eat naturally there. So it's just a weird mix, but it's filling and it wakes you up and gets you moving. There's definitely coffee. Yeah, for you American folk. You guys get up and get moving the next morning. He tells you it's going to be about a 4-hour walk to the site. It's about a 4-hour walk to where he's willing to go, and then he'll point you to another 10-minute walk. It should be easy for you to find.
Why isn't he willing to go there?
It's corrupted ground. He won't go there. He's seen it once. He will not go there again. I mean, the bodies aren't decaying. And he has a solid reason to not want to ever go there. So you guys hike for 4 hours. You guys gonna talk about anything while you go, or are you just gonna let it?
I'm just going to be very interested in my surroundings and the foliage, and this is very interesting, and I love this walk. And chipper kind of.
How do figs grow? Are they just the normal fig fruit? Right.
Slowly.
But you break them open and that's where the meat of the fruit is, or are they just?
I don't think there's like a pot or what.
There is, and it's they have to have the wasps to do the flowers, and the flowers turn into the figs, kind of like an apple.
Okay.
And the flower falls off inside the skin of the
Like banana thickness or kiwi?
kiwi.
So he probably grabs some figs along the way. There's lots of fig trees through the area.
Awesome.
They're probably early for the season, but there's still plenty for him to grab that are growing
So they're a little tougher.
wild. Yeah. And you find a lot. You do find a lot of streams the last 4 hours or so. You occasionally see like a giant hog off in the distance. Like look up, watch.
HMUK or HUG?
HOG.
Warthog.
Yeah. No, I thought. Yeah, I got with you. Yeah. So
Pumbaa.
Pumbaa.
Puma. Okay, I thought you said Puma.
Yeah, you know the hogs that the pigs that look like pumas. Have you not seen those?
No, I don't, and that's why I got completely because at first I thought it was hawk, and then it was hog, and then you said Puma, and I went, what?
Yeah. So you see some wild pigs watch you go by. You occasionally see a snake on a tree. He does keep you away from a couple of those. Like he has a walking stick and he just gently herds you away from a tree occasionally when he sees something there. Usually you can see a snake or something. Occasionally you don't see anything. But he just kind of, let's just stay away from that.
It's such a pretty flower.
And then after a while, you kind of stop. He kind of stops and says, "There's the path. Stay away from any trees. It won't split. You'll know when you get there.
Okay.
Frank, are you taking point?
I'll be right after him since I'm
I'd
medical.
rather not take one.
I will.
The father,
Oh, you men. Well,
Cross-
I will
guys-
walk
Feel
off.
trusted.
Guys, crosstalk. Easy.
Father Graves does walk forward and has his rifle out with the bayonet
I will
on
walk
the end.
second.
And
Okay.
I'll take the middle. So you go back to that.
I'll walk behind Frank with the assault shotgun.
I'm behind Frank.
You just said you were second.
He's first.
Second.
He's not Frank.
Oh,
I will walk behind the professor.
You really want me behind Frank?
So Ma, you're taking up the back.
Yes.
You guys kind of file into single file and head down. The path is a little overgrown, like it hasn't been walked in a few years, but it's still clearly there. Occasionally, you do see a snake on a tree. You avoid those. After about a 10-minute walk, you come upon a smell.
oh, decay.
No,
Yeah.
it's like there's a foul odor. It's almost like rotten eggs mixed with dirty mulch, like bad, nasty mulch that's been sitting out and has all been rained on and just has that thick, like
Mulchy smell?
thick mulch,
Decay.
moist mulcher smell. Yeah, but it's not quite decay like a body's decay. Yeah.
Great.
Definitely
Smell
where
you
built
just
my
got it.
summer home.
Looks like there used to be a meadow here, maybe half a mile broad. Now, though, the edges of the trees the edges of the trees that face the meadow have blackened. They've gone from a dark brown to a black, but it doesn't look like they've been scorched. And in the middle of in the meadow, you see just bodies laying out.
Hacked up
Yes,
body parts.
pieces of bodies.
As we get near, do we like stop hearing animals at all, or insects? And try to
Yeah, there are no insects. You get to the point where you see this and you realize that you're no longer slapping at anything biting you. You don't hear anything.
No birds circling.
Nothing.
I hope one of the body parts.
Do you enter the meadow?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Well,
So-
I mean, I'm the last one, so does anyone know?
Yeah. I'm back waiting.
Yeah, I would go to
Within
examine
here to go
the body parts.
Okay, who is not going out into the meadow? You're going to need to use your voice.
Archibald.
Oh, that would be me.
And
And I want to look at the trees.
okay, so the
Not closely.
four of you that walk out, the ground turns from like a hard packed dirt, like you would expect in a forest, and almost feels like a very soft marsh without any water over top of the dirt. So it becomes spongy and it gives as you walk.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you take one step and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Nope. I think that.
Alright, well, I'm going.
Can't trust the ground you walk on, huh?
Professor,
Yeah,
you're
trust
going
issues.
out as well.
I'm gonna stand by the edge for a few minutes.
Ma, you and the doctor walk out. Are you walking towards one of the bodies?
I'm gonna walk with the doctor.
Okay,
Yeah,
where are you
we're
headed?
going to walk towards one of the
Just
bodies.
whichever one's closest.
Yeah, whichever piece is closest.
You find the better part of a torso kind of
Mhm.
laying in front of you.
Color.
Black skin.
When I look over the meadow, color, all of it.
You'd have to go and look because there are places
How
that body
far
parts are.
across?
There are places that parts are like piled,
Mhm.
but it's across the meadow, so there's maybe a half a mile open here.
And
Okay.
it's covered with
Is
bodies.
that like?
It's not covered, but there are groups of them.
Is that a full football field? Or is it
Yes,
half a
it's
football
much bigger
field?
than a football field.
Much bigger than a football
It's like 4
field. Okay.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
So,
Miss, could you drag that out of the circle and see what happens to it?
It's doctor.
Doctor?
doctor, I would like to examine it first. So I've been down to examine it.
The skin is hard,
Mhm.
almost like it's got a callus feel to it,
Mhm.
all over.
Mhm.
The wounds aren't bleeding, and they haven't bled for a while, but they look fresh. Other than there's no blood coming out.
So,
The cuts were made with probably some sort of large bladed weapon. They're pretty clean, other than they're jagged on the edges where they would have torn. But it cuts straight through the bone.
Okay, I would turn to Ma and ask you for a knife. Do you have a knife or a pen or something? I would take it and I would poke inside, like where the arm was chopped off or whatever, to see what happened.
Nothing. It's just.
But it's soft.
The inside is soft. The skin though is that hard. Yeah.
And then the bone.
Does it bleed?
Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. You cut at it. No blood. In fact, you pull the knife out. It has like almost like a.
Plasma?
Yeah, it has blood on it, but it's not like it's liquidy. It's just kind of like a residue.
Okay. The bone. Push the bone with the knife.
It's a bone. I'm not sure what you're looking
So
at.
density is fine.
Yeah, it seems to be. That all seems to be fine.
It's not like the bone is spongy. Or...
No.
So I take the
Other
knife.
than the skin and the fact that there's no blood, it seems like a fresh kill, including the bone and all that stuff.
Right. And then, so I'm looking at the corpse. Does it seem like the skin is mummified? For preservative?
Not in a way you've ever seen before.
I take the knife and I scrape it to see if any skin flakes off.
Yeah, it flakes off in like a thick layer. Like
skin? Like a snake?
No, kind of, but no. It's as though, like, you know how when your skin peels? It's like that, kind of like that, but only big chunks thicker than normal. Okay. And once you take off that first layer, it feels like normal skin underneath that. And are you touching it with your bare hands?
No, I'm touching it with a knife.
Okay.
I take the knife and go stab Frank. I take the knife and I stab the ground next to it and like try to scrape away the black grass.
Well, the ground is fine. It was the trees. The ground is spongy, but the trees are black.
Okay, so I like stab the ground and move it around. Does it look? I mean, I know what loam looks like, but
what looks like?
Loam.
What is loam?
Forest soil.
Okay, so no, it's not like forest soil.
It's what you get when you use the garden weasel.
Yep.
2-inch loam.
Yep.
Okay, carry on.
Spongy. It's what's spongy.
The spongy.
Usually spongy ground is loam soil.
It's not loam.
Okay.
It's really bad when I have to look to George to translate this crap for me.
The more you know.
So can I say that she has like a pouch that has like
I don't know.
medicinal bottle?
Would she?
Like a fanny pack?
Yeah, like
Nice.
a fanny
A
pack.
1920s fanny pack. Would she carry that with her? It's a question. If yes, then yes. If no, then no. Tell me what she would do.
Yes, she would.
Okay, then yeah, that's fine.
So I scrape some of it off and I take one of the like bottles or plastic bags out and I put some of it
It'd
in
be
there.
a bottle. It wouldn't be a plastic bag.
Bottle and put it in there and cap it and put it back in my bag to study later.
Okay.
And then I stand up to walk further out into the meadow.
Could you drag that torso out of the circle of protection to see if it decays?
How about you come out here and do that for me, Frank?
How about the ground not be so squishy?
Are there any feet
There's
or
nothing
hands?
wrong with the ground. It's just different dirt.
There are roll luck.
Are there any feet?
No.
Yeah, there are some leg and arm extremities, but they're going to be farther in. You can see them from where you're at, but they're farther into the middle, towards the middle.
Okay, so you say that and that. Can I roll an idea?
Sure. For what?
To see body placement. Because you just said like the torso was on the outside.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can roll an idea. I'm with you now. I just wanted to make sure that I knew what information you're looking for me to give you. So you want to know what happened here from kind of, you want to forensically know what happened here from the...
I stand up and I look and I'm looking for body placement.
Someone chucked a bunch of bodies out here.
And
they may have been killed here. You don't see blood, but it's been 5 years, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But someone chucked these body parts out here.
But it wasn't like folks were running away and literally got their feet cut off.
No,
and then
it doesn't. No, it doesn't look like that at all. That's a good point. It looks like wherever they were murdered, they were tossed where they're at now. But with the 5-year difference, there's no real chance for you to see, like, there's no drag patterns or anything like that.
This is a meadow, right? Grass growing up between the bodies? Any
Not
grass growing?
Not 5 years worth of growth.
So slower than.
Or not at all.
So when I stand up, I yell back over my shoulder, these people weren't killed here.
They weren't killed where they are. They could have been still killed here, but they weren't got killed where the body parts are. It just doesn't make sense that way.
So is there like a pile of feet and a pile of hands?
No, they're just scattered everywhere.
I'm starting to pile them up.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You're touching them with your hands?
Oh yeah. You stop me?
Can you roll your contents?
Yeah, I would be like, as soon as you reach down for the first one, don't touch that. We don't know if it's infected with something that we can't see. Please don't touch it. And I grab your arm to stop you. Okay, let's just examine it closer, and then if we believe we have to burn these bodies, then we can later. So I want to walk further out to, like, examine really how far the area is, and then make sure that all of the bodies, like all of the parts are here. There's nothing, no parts missing.
Okay. Were you answering him, George? Were there rubber gloves? No. Okay.
Well, I mean, not like that.
Well, my next question then comes as a museum curator or assistant curator.
You would have cloth gloves. I don't know if you would have brought them with you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because we could have been touching any sort of antiquity.
Yeah. Then you would have like a soft cloth glove that you specifically wore for that stuff.
Oh, I pull out a pair and hand them over to Mom.
Are you going out there?
Oh hell no.
Okay.
I'm like, I have these over here with me that I could give to you.
Could you keep that torso this way anyway?
Okay, that's not.
I don't want any of the bodies touched right now.
I didn't say pick it up.
How is he going to bring it over there?
Kick.
All right, real quick.
Okay.
Father, you're looking at the trees?
Yes.
Okay. What do you...
I pull out a knife and scrape away the blackness on the...
you get probably 1.5 inches down. I mean, it's thick in the bark. I'm assuming these are just regular old oak trees, but probably not. So that's the kind of bark I'm seeing in my head.
So, artistic question here. Sorry,
No, that's fine.
our listeners. So a tree is a circle.
Sure.
And the area, the meadow we're in, is roughly a circle.
Ovalish, but yeah.
Sure. So a tree trunk. So when two circles intersect, there's like that overlap area.
Yeah, there's.
George is on the Venn diagrams. Here we go.
Well, no, I mean he kind of wants more of a circle.
I think that's.
I get what you're saying. Okay, I'm with you.
I'm just making a map.
That's fine. Kind of like that, but more. No.
So
it's more like.
So does it like? So like this bigger line here is the edge of the corruption.
I'm with you.
The little one is the tree. So rather than cutting through the tree to continue the line, the tree like stops it and.
Something like that. It's as though, you know how water spreads out? It's like it hit that tree and it
went around the water.
It went around it, but you're still going to get that ring of, you're going to still get that ring of that blackness there on the outside.
Right. So touch the bark and stop to penetrate into the tree.
That's correct.
Okay. Does it scrape off like soot, or does it
scrapes off like bark?
Bark,
like thick, maybe a little softer than it should be, but not super soft.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Then at that point, I go out and start helping the doctor and Mom do whatever they're doing.
Oh, then move one from the scaredy cats into the cool kid circle.
Father, I'm just looking to make sure that all of the appendages are here.
Oh, are you going to count?
No. I mean, there's too many to count.
I'm asking because if you're going to check up all the you said all the appendages. Like, you don't know if this leg goes with that body or not.
Here's how you do this in the field.
Aha! Look at the archaeologist.
Okay.
Everybody only has one left arm.
Right.
Right.
That's all you gotta do. You gotta check every single body part. You just look for like what that individual
Count all the left arms.
The least possible individuals based on one significant thing. So you do that, you're fine.
Are you going to count all? Are you going to do that count?
Okay, we know that.
If I'm not touching them, I'm going around and counting them right now.
Okay.
Okay, we know that there were only a certain number of people in the party. How many people were that?
There were 6 whites in the party. Beyond that, you don't know.
Oh, because there's a lot of help.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
Because people never keep track of how many help there were.
Well, here's the thing. It was white people talking about other white people going on a safari.
Mm-hmm.
These are servants. They don't matter as far as that goes.
Right.
However, the professor will tell you that there is around a 20 to 25 servants that would make sense in a situation like this.
25 to 1?
20? No, I'm saying between 20 and 25 for a group of 6 or 7.
Okay.
You'd want somebody to carry all the water. You want somebody to carry all the food. You need another dude for water because it's a lot of water. You need this. You need that. So, like, he walks you through all that.
Okay.
So
I guess I would count all the torsos.
Okay, real quick. You guys spend the time. Is anybody else going on the circle? All right, Frank, you're going to stay out of the circle?
Yes.
All right.
I mean, if Ma is counting, and I notice that he's counting, I'm going to let him count. And, you know.
Also, when I get the gloves, I'm going to tell Frank to go back and get a shovel from Joseph. Since we
Sam?
have some sort of, Sam, excuse me. Since we'd have a shovel or a spade or some sort.
Yeah. You might even have one with you guys, honestly.
I would grab one. Wherever it is, I want one.
Okay.
And when I hear him say that, I tell him
We're
to
gonna bury them
bring
outside
a
the
torch,
circle, right?
a torch, and
Not
a
bury
torch
anything.
oil. Oh, I'm sorry.
So what did you say? What did you just say?
When I hear him ask for the shovel, I tell them to bring the torch and the torch oil.
Okay.
Because it's like,
So
oh, sorry.
is everyone going to go in the meadow, or are you guys still just specifically staying out?
Yes.
Okay, so
Staying
Frank,
on the edge.
Frank and Archibald, you're definitely not even taking a step in there again.
Don't want any piece of that.
And Professor, you've stepped in, but you're not really going much in there and
Correct.
taking stock. Okay.
And I have my gun now.
It does take, honestly, about half an hour to count everything. I mean, they're kind of scattered everywhere. After you have the gloves, you move bodies to count stuff, I assume, Ma? Ma moves stuff once he has the gloves.
So do I have the okay from the doctor?
Yeah, I can't see anything.
But with the gloves, that's about
deteriorating.
as sanitary as you can get.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
okay.
be piling them. Yeah.
Did you try and drag anyone out of the circle to see if they could start the thing?
Yes, splitting more areas with these bodies seems like a good idea.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You were, Johnny?
I specifically am searching for white.
Okay.
skinned
You guys
bodies.
take about a half an hour. You count about 22. You're guessing 22. You find 22 left arms. So every one of them is black. There's not a single white piece of skin in this entire area.
And I would go so far as like walk the perimeter, like search the 5 feet.
Absolutely. You do have to unhang about 8 torsos and a couple of arms from some of the trees. Remember they were told they were hanging.
So so this isn't clear open ground.
It is. These are actually on the edge.
Oh, okay.
So those are outside the circle.
They're not outside the circle so much as they are just this side of it. This
Okay.
side.
Branches that grow into the circle
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma, you're doing most of the moving, is that correct?
Yep.
So can I you're
I'll help.
Can I get both of you to make a con times 5 roll?
And you make your roll, multiply the result by 5.
No, you take your con and multiply that by 5 and roll under that.
What
And
do you do?
Doctor, I need you to make a con times 6 roll,
Okay.
which may make it a perfect. Like you can't possibly fail, but
Yeah.
We have 5 under 65.
it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. 84.
So roll under that.
Oh.
Sorry. Or roll and try and roll under that. How about that?
Oh, how's a 17?
Okay. So other than it just being strange the way the bodies are, there's no the pieces have less weight than they should. So Ma, you probably dealt with a dead body before on multiple occasions. You know what kind of weight they should have. They're lighter by 10, 15 pounds. But you don't really question that. I assume you just move the stuff that you need to move. So like the torsos are like way light, or 10, 15 pounds lighter. The arms are maybe a pound or two. And it scales up and down accordingly.
So as he's doing this, since no ill effects have come around, I'll take the knife and actually like cut into the torso of one of them.
So you're gonna go? Are you gonna go back to the first one?
Yeah, I'll just go back to the first one.
Okay. So you start on that you cut into that first one.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a dexterity ×3 roll. And what kind of knife are we talking about here? A pocket knife, so like Swiss Army pocket knife, or like
talking about like something like a pocket, like a pocket knife that you got to carry around.
Okay.
Like a pocket knife, so
okay, so not very
open
yeah.
maybe, but not like one you use in combat. Really.
Not like Wilkerson's trench knife.
No.
Okay.
Like me folding up pocket knife.
So something you get from your grandfather nowadays.
Yes.
Like yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, 38 under 42.
As you cut in, you hear a pop, and this dust kind of puffs out. You back away just in time.
Yeah, I back away like really quick because I
And
know
then-
about
and then the
infectious
body-
spores.
Immediately, rapidly decays. I mean, like you've not ever seen it because there's no movies of this, but
Right.
you know how you've seen decay over time.
Yeah.
It rapidly as
It's
though the
like-
bugs are immediately eating it, and it's all shrinking, and
So-
everything goes.
Okay,
Face melting from.
Not that dramatic, but kind of that same look.
So
You
I'm
would say
like
Indiana
startled
Jones.
for a second. I jump up and I'm like, burn all of them now.
Don't burn them, no.
Why? Why?
It might send that powder into the air and make things worse. This place has stayed as it is for 5 years.
Okay, as
That
a
too.
medical doctor, would I know that would
The
reduce
fire
it
may or
not?
may not catch all that. You don't know if it burns. You don't know what it is.
This place has stayed
Catherine?
unchanged.
That's how sacrifices are completed.
Good point. Everybody leave the bodies alone and let's leave. There's nothing else to be learned.
Are you still going to bury them?
Are you burying them? I thought you were piling them
I wasn't burying
burning
them yet. I was piling them. I wasn't really burying them.
Are you going to bury them at all?
I wasn't burning them. I was going to take a cut for them.
We are not burning them.
I'm going to go pull out my pistol and see where one that's, down the meadow I haven't gotten to yet. I'm going to fire at it to see if
What's your pistol at?
71.
Oh, yeah. You get a good shot. You strike one. You don't hear that same, but you hear more of like a longer hiss, like a broken hose, like that. Instead of like a straight cut, because I assume you didn't just kind of cut a little bit. You went straight across. This one's more like
With a cloud of.
you don't see a cloud. You didn't see a cloud the first time, but you heard and you assumed. Like that's a fair assumption that you would have seen
I thought
something.
you said there was a powder that shot out of me.
Yeah, because you said I jumped back from it.
Well, but she might have seen it, you might not have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From that distance, you definitely don't see a cloud
Okay.
of any kind. Yeah.
Does the body decompose quickly?
From best you can tell, there's a distance there, so and
does
it's
it
grass.
cave in on itself?
Yeah, it's still that same. George, could you roll me a luck, please? And Shirley also you. Do you want one?
No.
Dale.
61 under
Okay. Give me a listen, George, and add 25%.
I get a 6.
So you've heard hyenas before.
Yeah.
You hear something like that, but it doesn't sound like an animal. It sounds more like kind of human-ish. From the far end, and if you had to guess on distance, maybe 300-400 feet away. So it's far enough away that nobody else is really hearing it because you're off by yourself just a little bit. But it's definitely a little unnerving, and you are in what's probably a very dangerous area anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's my luck.
That was to make sure that you didn't get it instead.
Okay.
So I'm gonna. Something's coming, and start running towards these guys in the path
toward the scaredy cat part of the map that are further away from the danger.
So you guys all get back to the path. Are you heading back to Sam?
I will definitely drop it.
Okay. I assume you guys had them out, honestly, during most of this.
My gun was never like put away.
Yeah, I assume you're like armed to the hilt with like machine guns, but like you're carrying a rifle out and in hand in case. You might have it propped up on your shoulder or using it to push things aside if you need it, but you have the guns out.
Using it like stretch or temple.
Yeah.
Important.
Yeah, and as we retreat, I'll keep an eye on the direction while I was looking at indicators.
Are you retreating quickly through the brush? Okay. Need you all to roll stealth.
Sneak?
Yes, that's what I meant. Sneak.
Nope.
So who passed? Okay.
As I crash my way through the brush saying, it would probably behoove us to be quiet and perhaps silent during this trek. Would it not?
So you guys move through the brush quite quickly. I need luck rolls from everyone.
Even those that made it stealth.
Yeah.
Still a move.
Yes.
Are you back in the same order you were before?
I'm in the back now,
I'm in point.
guarding rear.
Okay, that's good enough. Who failed it? Doctor. Awesome.
Who felt what?
The luck roll.
No, I
Life.
failed my sneak roll.
Did you make your luck roll?
Yes, I'm fine with the
Everyone made the luck roll. So as you're crashing through, suddenly you hear two solid thumps behind you, and Father, you turn around to see a large panther kind of step out onto the path and look at you quizzically, that way the cats do,
Sure.
and then just kind of go off of the other side of the path away from you like it didn't matter. Like you're not worth chasing down.
Panthers don't exist in
Whatever large animal there would need to be.
Large cat.
Leopard. Leopards are just panthers without spots. Or with spots.
Wait, wasn't the jungle book in Never?
No, it's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
So, okay, then it's a leopard.
And leopards are worse.
Are they?
Oh, I'm
Faster.
wrong. No, wait. Yeah, Panthers, Black Panthers. Yeah, they're
Much bigger.
Actually, I thought Black Panthers were from at least Wakanda.
No, I'm totally wrong.
Did you say Lake Wobegon? What did you do?
Wakanda.
Okay, go ahead.
Where Black Panther is from.
Oh. Ding. Sorry. connection.
Or Wendigo. I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
Very,
It's just a word for black leopards and black jaguars.
Whatever large cat that is not, in fact, a lion.
You could have been.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
That's okay, but it jumps out onto the path.
So it's back to being a panther?
It's whatever it is. It jumps out onto the path and
And
looks.
that's a Black Panther?
Can I finish? It jumps out onto the path, looks at the group, and then wanders out into the forest as though it's uninterested in the running people.
then once it moves off, and,
Do you
I
slow
lower-
down to turn and prepare to
Oh,
fire?
when I hear the thump, the rifle's on my shoulder.
Okay. Everybody else is running. Do you slow down enough to keep an eye on it? Not losing sight of the group. That's
If
fine.
everyone takes
chow.
off running, then yeah,
Okay.
I move to keep an eye on both.
Both. Okay. You don't lose sight of them, but you are at least a short distance behind.
Yeah.
You guys get back to Sam, who is a little taken aback that you're running, and he picks everything up quickly, like he's ready.
Funny, his bag was packed, his gun was leaning next to it, he was ready to go.
Why was anything unloaded?
No, like he put his pack down,
Oh,
and
okay.
he may have taken his hat off and hung it, and he's filing his nails or whatever you do in the jungle, and then suddenly you guys come out and.
Gore.
No, I mean maybe he's like cutting open some sort of fruit, and he sees you, drops the fruit, puts the knife away, puts the pack on his shoulders, and pulls the gun back up. Like, okay, let's go. And does it quickly and very efficiently. Like, this isn't his first rodeo. This isn't his first
What's the name for
African
hyena
rodeo.
men? What are they called again?
Jackalman?
No,
Knowles?
Knowles.
That is not the hyena man I thought you were talking about.
No, not from Thundercats.
That's Jackalman.
That's Jackalman. That's why I said no to Matt. No, Knowles. I was waiting for a pair of Knowles, and we were like, we're so dead.
We start playing D&D.
No.
Right. Because I was like, we are so dead.
We're making D&D style watches and marching orders.
Yeah, well, hey, the watches. Oh, this is not our first marching order. No. When we went under the pyramid, and your character wasn't there for most of that, so that's not fair.
Well, my character got left behind after that, so I don't remember that.
I was there for 50%.
The best character was there. He's no longer with us.
Yeah.
I think the slave.
Did he get left by the party as well?
Oh, he smartly ran away from us.
Bitter party of one. Go ahead.
So you guys get back to Sam. Where are you headed? Are you headed back to the village, or are you guys going to move on?
Moving on to the mountain.
Moving on moves you probably parallel.
Does Sam even ask a question like, "What? Why are you running? What'd you see?"
If you're gonna tell him, you're gonna tell him. That's up to you. Like, I mean, he's just like, you're paying me. Let's go. He gave you his stipulations. I won't go there, and I won't go there. I'll take you as far as I can, and then point you in the right direction.
Keep this guy with us all.
So I look at Frank, Captain Trust. Are you going to share with our guide?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I will explain about the laughter that came from the other side.
White gorillas are not normally in this area, but that is their call.
The people known as the White Gorillas?
The cult known as the White Gorillas.
But they are not actually White Gorillas.
No, they are not actually White Gorillas.
I check my pistol to make sure that it's fully loaded.
How would you know? You don't even know how to load it.
Catherine? It's fully loaded? That's how I check my pistol.
I take it out. Yes, it's fine.
Excellent.
Because you've established that your character has no knowledge of guns whatsoever.
Point click.
Okay.
I make sure that my Winchester's loaded.
And that'll do us tonight for Nerds Domain Presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. And you can go over to patreon.com/nerdsdomain where you can support us. We believe in a value for value method. So if you find value in this podcast, give us a little value back. Any little bit helps. And you can go over to the website, sign up for the newsletter. You can find that on the right-hand side of nerdsdom.com.
Okay.
You can check out our new podcast called Go Fund This. There's an exclamation mark, so you have to be a little more emphatic. All about crowdfunding, where we talk to our crowdfunding friends that have a project that's current and get them to talk about their passion behind it. Oh. And we will be happy if you would go over to /loot and buy our shirts, and we'll talk to you guys real soon.
This has been a production of the Omega Nerds Network, the network where it's on.